welcome back. We're at SideQuest.
We are SideQuest.
We're not at SideQuest, we are SideQuest.
We are the
We are
SideQuest.
SideQuest.
While people are off doing their main quest, living their lives, we are the SideQuest in their ear.
We're just doing random stuff.
Yeah.
Random side quests. All right, what are we doing today?
I wanted to talk about Batman.
Batman.
Everyone's
Play
favorite
Batman theme
guy.
here.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Everyone's favorite middle-aged man that's dressed like a bat.
With mental health issues.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, because obviously with James Gunn taking over the new DC universe, we will do an episode one day on the Superman, on like his new Superman movie.
Is this what's happening?
I love it.
Because Paramount has bought Warner Bros.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen
Is
now?
it going to continue going on? You go.
That would suck, wouldn't it? Because David Cornsworth's Superman was brilliant.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
That was my favorite movie of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's better
absolutely.
than Fantastic Four, but that's
Absolutely.
another day.
That's a side thing. So
a
with Batman
quest,
coming,
almost.
we have had many iterations of a live-action Batman now.
God.
I wanted to discuss and talk today about the things that I want from the next Batman. So it's the things that I want, like what I want the suit to look like, what I want him to act like. Not necessarily who's going to play him. I don't know if that really matters that much, but it's more like the world of Gotham, the villains, and
Yeah, like there's so much debate on who should play him, right? No one's going to agree
no.
on a hard answer. They're probably going to cast someone relatively unknown. They're not going to pick like a lot of the main choices are Alan Richardson.
He's
Jensen
too big.
Ackles.
He's too big. Jensen's too old.
Jensen's getting too old. Even Alan's getting too old. I mean,
because you look at Cornsweat's Superman, he's in like his 30s. So they're going to go for someone around that so they can sign a 10, 15-year contract with them.
so what? Cornsweat's Superman was what, in his second year of being Superman?
Something like that, early in the young.
Yeah. So Batman, in the comic runs at least anyway, Batman was established in the world like as a superhero before Superman became Superman.
Yes.
Like, Batman existed before that. So they could go the older route, especially they're adapting the comic book run Brave and the Bold.
But even then, like quickly, Bruce would have become Batman like 18, 17, 18
Well,
or
I think
something.
he was 25.
Yeah.
I think
when Batman
year one
become
Batman, where he's, I think it's 25 around.
But he
that
was
age.
still fucking around.
I was
like,
doing shit beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when he becomes Batman, I think that's 25, and I think it comes around a few years later. So
30s or something.
like from what we've read, that this is gonna
Batman Brave and the Bold.
yeah,
is
that's gonna
the
adapt
movie.
Yeah. So it depends what they do with Robins and all that, and if they're gonna introduce. Is Dick Grayson already Nightwing?
Yes.
Is Jason Todd already dead?
Yeah.
Or
because
Red Hood?
Because if they're going for
Damian.
If they're going Damian Wayne, which is, as you said, like the movie's called Batman Brave and the Bold, and in the comic run Batman Brave and the Bold, it's with Damian.
Yes, correct.
Which means that Bruce would have to be about 40 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. Damian's like what, 10? I don't know, 15,
12 or something,
12
I
or
think.
something like that.
Yeah.
So by that point, you got to have Dick Grayson as Nightwing.
You have to have had Dick, Tim, and Jason. Let's just scrap and forget that it's called Batman Brave and the Bold and purely go for what do we want to see. So as far as suit aesthetic goes,
I want it to look like the new 52 suit, the most recent animated stuff. I like that. I can't even remember what it looks like, but I like.
Is it like this, like with the blue, or?
I do like the blue, and I do like the utility belt there. That's probably what it's going to look like, to be quite honest with you, because they're leaning more into the comic accurate sort of stuff.
Because Cornsweat's was very campy looking.
Yeah, right. Like, and the whole world itself,
and the Mr. Terrific and the Hawk Girl, they all looked very
fantastical, right?
Yes.
It was all very
fantasy.
Comic,
yeah,
it was a comic straight off the comic page.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to go something like that. I do like the look of the new 52 stuff. I do like Superman's outfit in that where he has the sort of the collar.
I love the collar.
Which Cornsweat has.
No,
he doesn't have that.
I love the collar though. I love the 52 collar.
I love the outfits now. So I would like Batman sort of that. We need white eyes.
That was my that was my one thing. That it's like I've got a few things that I want for his suit, But the main thing that I want is the white eyes. I've wanted the white eyes for so long now.
We never got white eyes, did we? We got a rendition of it in...
It was The Dark Knight was the closest we got to white eyes because Christian Bale's Batman did the thing where he saw through the screens.
Yeah.
And it whited over for that.
Yeah, that was the closest we got. But, I mean, they did it for Deadpool, so why can't they do it for Batman?
And that's what people are arguing, going, you can't see the emotion in his eyes. I'm like, look at how Deadpool, it's like all you need to do is make the mask move with the face.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, it's got the electronic eyes that zoom in. Obviously, I don't want Batman to have an electronic mask like that, but make the mask move, because every Batman we've seen, the suit has been this plastic grid that he's like...
Yeah. Which makes sense. Which makes sense because it's armor, right? Like, he's a dude, and if he gets hit in the head, it needs to be solid.
Yeah.
But I think we can take out the realism element of it.
Yes.
To add more of the...
He'd be fast enough to dodge it.
Well, you could explain it away with some rubbish anyway. The good thing about Batman is the mouth is open, so you can still express through the mouth.
Yes. That, while we're on the mouth, the other part that I really want, and my main, not issues, it's the things I really want with Batman, mainly are the cowl. And I want the chin to come up like this.
Oh, I love that look.
Yeah. So
it looks like it's locked in, you know? Like,
yes.
he's...
So, because all the Batman masks have been at the nose and they've run across kind of the top of the beard, then down past the outside of the mouth, or not even there. It's gone
further out. It's like
gone
out
around and it's gone under the chin where the chin's sticking out. I want the chin covered.
Yeah. Because he's copping an uppercut. He wants something there to stop.
And that's what I was going to say is like in the whole, it's like you hear Bruce always say things of his lead-lined things.
Yeah.
So Clark can't see things.
Yeah.
Why not put some kind of heavy, hard, just strips of metal in that? So if someone punches him, it actually hurts their fist.
Probably hard to talk.
Yeah.
Can't move my mouth, man.
Yeah, he's like... But yeah, I want it to come down like here and then up the chin.
Yeah, that's the same look of the new 52. Okay, ears. Do you want long ears or short ears?
Now, I didn't like... At the start, I kind of liked Ben Affleck's suit, but upon looking at it again, I don't like it. Because it's got the stubby little ears and the big fat bat. I don't like the bat logo being a big fat thing.
I agree.
And I don't like the little stumpy ears. He looks too much like Daredevil.
I want long ears and
not super fucking long. But
I wouldn't mind either that.
we just want this.
Honestly, just use that.
Detective Batman.
I wouldn't mind that logo, but I also don't hate the yellow.
The circle.
The OG yellow circle logo either. So I'm happy either way. I want long ears.
How long are we talking though?
We're talking like bunny ears. No, like
kind of like
let me find it.
No, what was Michael Keaton's length of ears?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let me just look at what the new 52 looks like because I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's probably almost exactly what I want. Give me an image in mob. So I'd probably want the. See, I like that suit. I probably want it. I'll put the picture up on the
screenshot it now, just so I can remember.
I like that.
That is perfect.
That's probably one of my favorite suits. Add in the chin strap as well that you like. Where is the actual movie ones?
The ones that the suit from Justice League Dark is probably the one that I love the most.
Yeah. This is probably. I'm looking that up now.
Justice
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because that's got the chin thing. It still comes out like that, and that length is probably pretty good as well. So I'll screenshot that as well.
And the part my other part with the suit that I want with all the live actions ones we've seen is they've been like battle armor and they've been just all black. I want it. I don't know if I want the blue. Because you've got to think, right? Still within the world, Superman wants to be light and friendly and people like him. Batman still wants to be intimidating and scary.
Yeah.
If he's walking around with a yellow fucking logo
that's true.
And blue, he won't look as intimidating. But I love the look of the dark grey, but then the black cowl, the black cape, the black gloves with the slide,
like what I just said. That exactly.
Yeah.
And the logo on his chest looks good there too.
Yeah.
I would like maybe if we saw like the Batcave, we see the blue suit in there
in the cave,
you know, as one of his other suits, along with a few other ones. But I think his main suit should be the little thing on the chin and the longer ears, and I want to see him.
But also like with the cowl, remember that DC animated universe with that Justice League Dark and the Apocalypse Now, and they were brilliant.
Oh, they were awesome.
The best Batman iteration.
Like I said,
and like when they try and take the mask off him, it electrocutes people.
Yeah.
Like it's little things like that.
Yeah,
That's
and this, like we said, the Superman suit and that looks awesome. With the collar.
Yeah.
I love the collar. But what I want to see from a new Batman is when he fight, like the combat, like. Like we're going to probably reference the animated universe a bit here, but when he's fighting, he uses his gadgets a lot more than any of the other movies.
Like
do.
Arkham, like the games.
Like the games, you know, like you watch him in one of those animated movies. I think it might be the first one, where he's fighting Superman in construction site,
yeah.
And he's jumping around, he's zipping around. Like he does that in a bit of Batman and then Superman, but he's throwing bombs.
He's using the tasers.
He's using all his gadgets. We haven't really got a rendition of a Batman where he uses those gadgets in combat. We have
okay, so this is the next point I was going with as far as the personality and the style goes. You look, Adam West was gadgets.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
he wasn't a fighter. He wasn't a brawler. He wasn't a detective. He used solely gadgets.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is a straight brawler.
Yeah.
He's not a detective. He's not building shit. He's not like, whereas Batman...
He repairs the jet, remember?
But Alfred helped him. We're talking comic Bruce that does all this shit on his own,
like a
right?
Tony Stark,
Yeah. And then you've got Patterson was a detective. Then Christian Bale was also gadgets. I want one who's throwing hands, using gadgets, but also really intelligent as far as a detective goes.
Yeah, we need the whole package,
But it's very hard to cram all of that into one movie. That's why I think this new opportunity of the DCU to have him in multiple projects will really do it justice and well.
Yeah, there hasn't really, we saw in The Dark Knight, where he's testing bullet cases and finding where the guns were from. And in Batfleck, we didn't really see too much.
He kind of made the kryptonite gas, and he made all the guns, and he was preparing shit for Superman. Like he was prepping.
Yeah, we get a little bit,
but mainly Ben Affleck was a straight brawler. He's going in, and that warehouse scene was so good.
He was killing people.
You can't tell me that guy didn't die. They got that crate to the wall.
He just boom and smacked him on the ground, bro. Okay, he's dead. He had a gun, bro, at one point. Batman had a gun. I don't hate Batfleck. I enjoyed Man of Steel, and
Man of Steel was fucking
I don't mind Batman v Superman or but the end,
but only because of Henry Cavill's Superman.
Henry Cavill's, look, Henry Cavill's. It's not even Henry Cavill's Superman. It's Henry Cavill.
Full stop.
Because Henry Cavill's Superman is arguably like he's like a god.
Yeah. He is the super where Corn Sweat is the man.
Yeah. But we're getting off track of
Batman.
We're going back to Batman. So I would like to see more of his gadgets used in combat.
Yes.
Because especially with these...
Where he'll put a bomb on something, he'll jump over their back and put a bomb on their back.
He used his gadgets quite a lot and used his hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
And that's the sort of world we're going into now where, you've looked at all the other renditions of Batman and... you could argue that was much more grounded and realistic sort of stuff, especially the most recent ones, Patterson's and Bale's. But this going forward to the new DCU or whatever they want to call it, DCEU. I don't think it's EU. I think it's DCU.
I think it's just DCU. Yeah.
It's more that fantastical comic book sort of stuff. They had a kaiju in the
first
Superman.
20 minutes of Superman.
So it has to be a Batman that is. Although
larger than life.
Batman is a more grounded character because he's not fantastical, doesn't have superpowers. It still needs to be like over the top a little bit. I
want to see him do a flip over a dude's head, but put his hand on his shoulder to flip over, and then you see he's planted a little grenade on the dude's back.
Exactly, stuff like that. You know? I want to see him swipe Hal Jordan's ring from him. Animated, that is the best scene.
That's
the sort of stuff that I want to see. I want to see Batman being he's
you can fly, right? And he's just no, and he's like, well, you do a dude just as a bat, and he's like, how does this work? Of concentration, and he's like, how did you do that? You weren't concentrating.
Of course, you threw me off topic there. I can't remember what I was going to say. We need a Batman who's going to fit in, who's he's going to be able to fight with the rest of the league.
Yes.
He's got to be a great escape artist. He's got to be this sleight of hands through the roof. He's super intelligent. and he's meant to be a master of like all combat, all martial
Of
arts,
everything.
or whatever.
Did you see that there's a comic book cover and it shows Amanda Waller and she's got all the Justice League people in these containers.
Yeah.
So she's got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash. Have you seen that? And
No, I don't think so.
So they're in these containments and they've got them all secured, right? And it's so funny because it's like Superman's ones, he's got this little bit of kryptonite in front of him. He's like, oh, and then like the Flash is tied up and Wonder Woman's tied up. Batman's in this fucking metal straitjacket locked to the thing, and like you look at all the others and they're just in there and Batman is fucking secured in there, like they know he's gonna get out. So it's stuff like that where he's just super intelligent, super smart.
I don't want the Batman we saw in the Flash.
Oh yeah, he was too fun. And what was he doing out in daylight?
Well, it's like, that doesn't bother me so much because Batman goes out in daylight when he has to do big stuff. But you know, the jokiness, like I'm not.
He was too fun.
It's not that Batman can't make jokes, but he's they're gonna be the right jokes. They can't just like he was lassoed to truth. Wonder Woman got him, and there was a stupid.
And he's
there
going
Batman would
like,
never say, bro. Like, you know, it was something that Batman would never say. It was totally out of character.
he said something like, "I really hide my insecurities behind this mask," and it's like, bruh, what?
Yeah. You know, Batman was lassoed in the comics because everyone was giving their secret identities, right? So Superman was like, "I'm Clark Kent." Flash was like, "I'm Barry Allen." Batman was like, "I'm Batman."
Yeah,
and they're like, "Is it on?"
Yeah.
What's going on? They're like, I'm Batman. Because he thinks he's Batman. He's not Bruce Wayne. He's Batman.
But then the other part of that is when you get into like the real deep comics and the shows, it's like when he's like, I've had training from Tibetan monks. I want it to get to that level of stupidity. Where like everyone's getting brainwashed and he's just like,
he has this mind fortress, you know, like, you know, that would, you know, because, and then Clark, I know in the comics, this is obviously down the road, Clark teaches him Kryptonian fighting styles, teaches him how to be like mental stuff for the Kryptonians, because Clark can do that as well. So he learns all this stuff from everyone, and he just becomes like, he's not like, you know, he's peak human performance, but he's beyond that. And it needs to be portrayed as he's more than a human.
And that's the thing is when you talk about the roster, you've got Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Hawkman. Batman needs to be in there as... He needs
to be comparable to the rest of them.
People need to look at him and think he's one of the gods too.
Absolutely. And, you know, and I don't think it's hard to do.
And it's the little things like in Justice League Dark, how like Constantine's there, and then all the ghouls are flying around him, and then Constantine goes, "They like your Batsy," and he just stands there and he goes, "Boo!" And and the ghosts are like, "Whoa!"
Small things like that.
But that's the humor I want.
That's the stuff you want. You don't want just stupid jokes.
Or then like even in like the animated universe, how when like Cyborg goes, and now we're gonna like review the budget, and then Batman goes, "Send it to me, Cyborg, next." And then Wonder Woman goes like, "Wonder Woman merch has done well this year," and he looks at her and he goes, "Really?" That's the humor I want. I want that short-witted, just
the dry sense of humor.
You weren't concentrating, that kind of humor,
and also like.
Also insane amount of wealth that cannot even be touched.
He's a trillionaire, but you know, you got to think of it when they're portraying this character. He's a man in a team full of literal gods. And you know, and metahumans and whatnot. Where he does take things a little bit more seriously than the rest of them.
He has to,
because he will die. He dies. You know, that's why he has the contingency plans and all the rest of it.
Anybody else in that team gets shot with a bullet point blank, they just bounces off and do nothing.
They're fine. They're not going to get hurt, but he will die. So he's got to be a little bit more serious than the rest. But that serious tone can bounce off Corin Sweat's Superman.
Oh, so well.
You know, like Corin Sweat.
You look at him with like Mr. Terrific. Just ramp that up a bit. Like,
you know, like and so they can bring that the tonality of the Batman Brave and the Bold's not going to have Superman as far as we know. So, but like when they do bring them together, inevitably,
I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome. And I think if they get the toning right of the character, they're gonna just play so well off each other. And we won't like it'll be fantastic. It'll be like, you know, the world's finest or whatever. You know, where they have Superman and Batman doing whatever they're doing together.
And it's like, And that's the other part is I want Batman to be like the team leader and everyone look up and respects him and be like, this guy's a human, but he's duking it out with us.
Yeah, like Superman's the portrayed leader, but Batman's the one that's
the real leader,
calling all the shots.
It's like, I love that parallel from that one comic book, how when it's Batman and Catwoman, or it's Batman talking about Superman and Superman talking about Batman and they're having the same conversation. Yeah. Do you remember that one? How when it's like, when Superman says like his parents were murdered in cold blood right in front of his eyes and yet he chooses to be a hero. And then Batman goes like, he's never known anything of a family or his own culture his whole life. Between the characters, and he still chooses to be a hero. Yeah. And then they say like,
I think you sent this to me or I sent it to you. Either one. Yeah.
And then they're saying like, if I was him, I could never do it. And then the other one says, if I was him, I could never do it.
They have so much respect for each other. And I hope that is also shown. Because Superman and Batman are quite close.
Yeah.
In the comics, you know, like we look at
they've got a great relationship.
Got a fantastic relationship, and it's so complex and nuanced because they don't always agree with each other on how to do things, but they have so much respect for each other.
Yeah,
and I really hope they show that. I also want to show. I hope they show the sort of the mental side of being Batman as well, and the, you know, like
operating on 2 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah. You know, like how much bloody is this guy having to get through?
He's got injectors in his suit, just puts it in his bloodstream.
That's pretty much what he does in the Pattinson one, where he's knocked down and he goes, gets back up. I would like to see that and the toll it takes on it, because like in the Pattinson movies, I guess sort of do that because like, how do you be Batman and a philanthropist at the same time? And in the Pattinson movies, he looks knackered. All the time. He looks like he should be, you know, the front singer for
any 80s rock band.
Yeah. I was going to go My Chemical Romance. But yeah.
Still with the eyeshadow
on. Eyeshadow and everything, man. You know,
but I don't want to jump on Pattinson too much because that's a whole other thing, but it's like Pattinson. I do like that, and we'll come back to that as what we want for for Batman 2. Yeah. But this is the DCU, right?
Yeah.
So we'll move on from the Superman relationship. What about the aspect as far as it goes with the Robins? Like, so I'll start because
Dylan O'Brien as Nightwing, please.
As Nightwing,
that would be fantastic.
So how I want the layout of the movies to go, and it will tie into the Robins, because my favorite, probably one of my favorite DC characters is Red Hood. I fucking love Red Hood so much.
Famously voiced by Jensen Ackles in Death of the Family animated movies.
That's the one. I want a Batman series that will focus on the arc of Red Hood. So say you want
a Jason Todd trilogy, basically.
But like the first movie is the Batman movie, and he's got Jason as Robin. Then at the end of the first one, he dies. Then the second one, he picks up Dick and trains Dick as Robin. Then in the third one, Dick becomes Nightwing, and Red Hood gets revealed. Dick was
first, though.
Was he?
Dick's the first Robin. Dick Grayson.
True, he was.
Is the first, and that's why he becomes Nightwing, and then he gets Jason as the second.
Yeah, that's right. Jason's second, Tim's third,
and then he dies, and Nightwing, Dick Grayson, I think he loses his shit a little bit because he's like, "You're so reckless, blah blah blah."
Yeah,
because Joker just kills him with a crowbar.
But taken away. So, okay, so either it's the first movie, Nightwing is there established in the movie. So the first movie, you have Nightwing and he picks up Jason. Then at the end of the first one, Jason dies. Second one is just a movie without him. And then he returns in the third one after like 5, 6, 10 years as Red Hood.
Have you seen...
And the Red Hood is the third villain.
Have you seen Titans? Is it Titans on Netflix?
Where yeah. The Netflix one.
Yeah, they have a season in that does that essentially.
Yeah, because he's in the second one. He's not in season 1.
He's not in season 1. I don't know if it's season 2.
But I didn't like the portrayal of that Red Hood.
I didn't hate it. It was, I mean, like that whole show was all over the shop anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. But that had some good beats to it. But I it's hard because are they going to do the Damian Wayne thing? If they do the Damian Wayne thing,
there's so much, because if they do the Damian Wayne thing, they skip right over Red Hood and they skip right over Nightwing as well.
They could just have established Red Hood and Nightwing in the universe already. They can, I suppose, what they can do is they can Nightwing. I don't think they're going to go Dick Grayson, Robin at all. I think they're just going to go straight to Nightwing. He's going to be straight Nightwing, and they're going to have. Oh, who knows? They could have a Damian Wayne, and then they could just do the Red Hood story during.
It happened in off screen.
Well, no,
and it's flashbacks when he appears.
Yeah, but they could do it while they have Damian. But Damian.
No, but so what I'm saying is how I want to do the progression of it. It's kind of like the Captain America Bucky thing. Bucky died in the first one.
Yeah.
And then he came back because like the first Captain America movie was 2011 and then Winter Soldier was like 2016. But you saw Cap in between all of these things.
Winter Soldier like 14, I think.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean though. It's like Bucky dies. Finish the rest of the movie with Cap getting revenge for Bucky. Cap's then in the Avengers, where the Batman's in the Justice League. Then the next Batman solo movie. So you want
Jason Todd to die at the start of the movie, or the first movie, essentially?
Yes, die in the first movie, and then return as the villain for the third movie.
Oh, okay.
So then, so let's say he dies in the first one. Then the second movie is whatever, nothing to do with him at all. Then he returns in the third one, and then that's why he's all pent up and angry and been like, I've been gone for 10 years and you never came looking for me.
That's pretty much what happens in the animated one. I like how they do it in the animated movie because, like, Batman goes to grapple his foot or something.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't move.
Yeah.
And Batman's like, hang on a second. Like, that's my move.
Yeah.
Who knows this? This is straight. And he does the whole voice analysis and all that. And he goes, no way, that's just...
Yeah. It's the same thing as what happens in the Arkham Knight game. Did you ever play that one?
I did. That's one where you have the Batmobile.
Yeah. So same sort of thing. It's like Batman was going around doing things and he's like, how is this guy outsmarting me? He knows what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I want. So then in the third one, he's fucking with him. And he's like, who is this guy? And then it ends up coming out.
Do you want them to do the Joker?
And this is where I'm torn because it's like Joker will have to be in it
because it's Batman
somehow.
and the Joker. You have to have the Joker. You have to have the Joker.
And whether the Joker is the villain of the first movie and then he kills Jason and then Batman locks him away or does whatever.
I think...
But let's move away from my Jason thing.
Yeah. I'm going on the Joker right now.
Yeah.
I almost want the Joker to be like a Loki. Where he's not, like, he's the main villain, but they don't kill him. And he just shows up for, like, random shit every now. Not like saying he's going to be a good guy at the end. But I'm just saying, like, he's always got to have a presence.
Yeah.
In every movie. But he doesn't have to be the big bad guy.
Kind of like what Lex is giving off at the moment, because he was in Peacemaker as well. Remember, he's pulling some strings in Peacemaker.
Yeah, so something similar to that. Like, the Joker... Because, like, you know, you got the Dark Knight and the Joker dies... Joker will never die. I don't want the Joker to die. I don't want him to be defeated.
Batman will never kill him.
Yeah. Well, he does in the Killing Joke. Well, it's assumed that he does in the Killing Joke at the end there because Batman starts to laugh. But that's after he's killed like Barbara
and multiple people.
Yeah, he's done some bad stuff. Yeah. But I think even if they adapted the Killing Joke for like maybe the final Batman movie or something like that, but the Joker needs to be present and. But yeah, it needs to always be there, I feel like.
So what you're sort of... I'm trying to think what it was. It was a movie series where it was like, he was the villain of the first one. They beat him. And then in the second one, there was this villain that was going along. And then at the end, they ended up finding out that he was being... The boss was the guy from the first one.
Yeah, right.
So,
it's going to be something like that.
So let's say it's like, just for easy pretense, the first movie's the Joker. They beat the Joker. The second movie's like Harley Quinn. And we're like, and this chick's a bit weird. You then up finding out that Joker's the boss.
Yeah,
and it's like, he's still behind it all.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that.
Yeah.
How they do it, I don't know. But Joker's such an integral part of Batman, so you can't
not have him.
Can't not have him there. And I feel like especially if you go to the Jason Todd stuff, he needs to be a part of it.
He needs to be there. And maybe even if it's like Joker's just in the second movie and the first movie's someone else or something.
I still feel like he doesn't have to be in it, but he has to be like... Yeah, it has to be aware in the universe that he's there.
Doing shit.
I would like the Joker to...
You see like the playing cards or something.
Yeah. I would like the Joker to take a role, like an Injustice role. Like where, you know, he kills Lois or
he
did whatever.
caused Superman to...
I wouldn't mind a spin on that where it's, you know, he's created this situation. Like, they don't have to go the Injustice route. They don't have to do Injustice, but something along those lines where he's fucking with them and trying to.
He's caused something that is chain reacting something
because
worse.
he's a devious fella.
Chaos.
Good old the Joker.
Chaos.
And there's so much stuff. He's got his laughing gas, where he paralyzes people and kills people, and they got the smile. Yeah, that isn't really shown in any. Heath Ledger's Joker, obviously, brilliant performance,
Brilliant,
awesome, but
he's not really the Joker.
He's not the classical Joker, no. Like Mark Hamill's Joker. Mark Hamill's Joker was always great. He was in the Killing Joke. He was He was in the Joker and a Brave and the Bold series. Was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was pretty much, if it's animated Joker,
He was Joker.
it's him.
He was Joker. He was even in the games.
The only one he wasn't was the Batman 04, which was a really good series.
Yeah. Okay. Was he?
He was the Joker in the games. Yes.
Batman Beyond.
Yes.
He was that as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, he doesn't really have the look for the Joker. That's the
No,
only
he's
thing.
too old.
Who
now.
would you like to play the Joker?
That's one I don't know.
It's hard, right?
And it's like David Cornsweet, look, is the perfect Joker. I didn't know who he was beforehand.
Cornsweet's the perfect Joker.
Oh, Superman.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Cornsweet's playing 2 roles.
He's playing everyone in the DCU now. How funny was that poster? Someone CGI'd him into every suit and he fits every suit.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, but I feel like they're going to go down the route of a lot of sort of unknown-y characters that they can sign them cheap for 10 years.
And this was like 30 years ago. Willem Dafoe would have been
awesome. Perfect. But he was already like pretty much that role.
He's the Goblin.
Yeah.
He did that so well, man. Like, imagine him as the Joker would have been fantastic.